can hear you and I can see you.
May you please state your location? Please state and let us know if anyone else is in the room with you too.
I'm in my home office and nobody's in the office with me.
Thank you. Commissioner Lydate, you'll need to stay on camera the whole time. You can mute yourself when you're not speaking. But if there are any adults that come into the room, you'll need to disclose that.
Okay, and I'm so sorry I can't be there in person. I don't know if you can hear I'm a little nasally. I've been having coughing fits and frequently having to run to get tissues, so I didn't want to have to do that there.
No, I do appreciate your consideration. Next, we'll go ahead and do the flag salute. Everyone, will you please stand? Ready? Begin. I'll go ahead and read the procedures for tonight's meeting. This meeting is being conducted in person and electronically. For each matter considered by the Commission, there will first be a staff presentation, followed by a presentation for the project applicant. Testimony from supporters of the project will then be taken, followed by testimony from those in opposition. The applicant will have the right to a final rebuttal presentation prior to closing the public hearing. In accordance with Section 13 of Article 2 of the Planning Commission Rules and Regulations governing the length of public debate, all public testimony from those in support and in opposition of the project will be limited to 3 minutes per person. The 3 lights on the podium next to the microphone will indicate the amount of time remaining for the speaker. The green light will be turned on when the speaker begins. The yellow light will come on with a soft bell ring when 1 minute is remaining. The speaker should be completing the testimony by the time the red light comes on, with the final bell indicating time has expired. All in-person public testimony must be presented to the Commission at the podium. Any testimony that references race, religion, ethnicity, economic status, national origin, or any other classification protected under state or federal law in a derogatory manner should be deemed irrelevant and will not be considered by the Commission in making its land use determinations. If you challenge these land use matters in court, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised in oral or written testimony or before the close of the hearing. Next, we have the agenda. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Good evening, Chair Vang, members of the Planning Commission. I'm Israel Trejo with the Planning and Development Department. There are no changes to the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any commissioners want to make any comment or motions to approve the agenda?
Motions to approve. Second.
All right, so we have a motion made by Commissioner Diaz. We have a second by Commissioner Calandra. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say no. Agenda is approved. We don't have any items on the consent calendar. We do have, let's see, do we have any reports from the commissioners?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I would like to add that we were able to collect hundreds of boxes of food in our Central Unified School District. So we want to thank our Fresno community and all the parents, all the business owners who have donated. I think we'll be able to bring a smile to a lot of families. Also, during this season of giving, our holidays, a lot of our business owners, they'll be working on Christmas while people are shopping. So let's spread kindness. I think somewhere in the world we are lacking kindness. So let's spread love, peace, and togetherness. I think that should be our motto this year, that let's spread kindness, not hate. So thank you so much.
Thank you for the message. Do we have any other commissioners that have reports? I don't see none. We'll go ahead and move to new matters. This is new matter ID 251648, consideration of an appeal of a CUP application number P2501134.
Good evening, Chair and members of the Planning Commission. My name is Valeria Ramirez with Planning and Development. And tonight, staff brings forth consideration of an appeal to conditional use permit application number P25-01134 submitted by Dirk Poschel Land Development Services. So here is our project site. It is located on the northeast corner of West Shaw and North College Avenues. The site is approximately 2.96 acres. It is a fully developed site, formerly used as a church with a Sunday school. And now the primary building is primarily occupied by an existing architectural studio. And then there is a smaller secondary building on the southwest corner of the project site that is not a part of the project scope. Our proposed project site is designated for corridor center mixed-use plan land uses, and the immediate surrounding properties are also designated for corridor center mixed-use plan land uses. There are some properties to the west of the project site that are designated for residential single-unit development. Our project requests authorization to establish a 6,450 square foot banquet hall within the existing building, and it also proposes an approximately 9,202 square foot outdoor courtyard with a pizza oven outdoors and 2 food truck hookups. The project also requests authorization to establish a Type 47 ABC license, and it also is zoned CMX, which permits banquet hall uses subject to a conditional use permit. While the project doesn't propose any exterior modifications to the exterior of the building, it also does consist of a proposed wrought iron fence on the surrounding property along Shaw and College Avenues, and some screening along the proposed courtyard to shield the guests and from the parking lot and from the general public. The development code requires a total of 92 parking spaces for the uses on site, including the proposed banquet hall. The project site currently has 150, and with this project, the total amount of parking spaces will be 143, because the proposed project will remove 7 to make space for the proposed courtyard. But there will still be sufficient parking provided, and the project does not propose any changes to the current configuration of the existing parking lot. During the formal review process, our Department of Public Utilities identified that there will be adequate service and sanitary sewer service for the proposed project. Our police department is not in opposition to the project, such as the applicant agrees to comply with their conditions of approval. Our fire department has determined that there will be adequate fire service as long as the applicant is compliant with their codes, which are incorporated into the conditions of approval for the project. And all other comments that were received from responsible agencies and departments have been incorporated into the conditions of approval for the project as well. On June 16th, a notice of intent to take action was mailed out to property owners and residents within 1,000 feet of the project site. During this period, we received approximately 21 letters expressing concerns about the project. On September 16th, the Council for District Project Review Committee had the opportunity to review and comment on the project. They gave no recommendation. And on October 15th, conditions of approval were issued for the project. And subsequently, on October 16th and on October 21st, we received 2 letters, appeal letters for the project, which allows for the discussion here at Planning Commission. Some issues that were brought up in these appeal letters are related to the following. The first being the project is not conditioned to have background music, not only to have background music, no more than 65 decibels, with no bands or DJs, and to have a representative during these events at all times. The project has been conditioned to comply with the city's noise ordinance, which does not allow for ambient noise to exceed 65 decibels. And the police department did condition the project as well to provide a security guard whenever there is an event with 100 guests or more, at a ratio of 1 security guard per 100 guests. A second issue that was raised was traffic. After events should be directed towards Shaw Avenue and directed away from the neighborhood. And staff has determined that the adjacent streets will be able to accommodate the anticipated traffic for the use. And it is also anticipated that traffic will exit towards Shaw Avenue and not the residential streets nearby. The third issue that was raised was in regards to the fence. The erected fence should be painted, as the resting fence is an eyesore. While the development code does require fences to be maintained in good repair at all times, it does not require the fence to be painted. And lastly, the fourth concern was in regards to where guests will park. Where will they park when the parking lot is full? There is not enough parking on the street in front of the building, which would result in guests parking along College Avenue in front of people's homes during the hours of the night, causing damage to potential lawns and sprinklers and other items that they might have on their property. Again, the development code only requires 92 parking spaces. The site currently has 150. Once the project is established, there will be a total of 147, so there will be adequate parking. And per the operational statement provided by the applicant, the hours of operation will be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And to conclude, staff's recommendation is to deny the appeal and to uphold the action of the Planning and Development Department Director to approve conditional use permit P25-01134. And I open the floor to any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Go ahead.
How is the traffic going to be directed towards Shaw? I mean, I know Shaw gets backed up often in that right-hand lane, and I could just see cars going through the neighborhood very easily. So how will that be controlled?
Well, looking in the surrounding area, a lot of the streets are local, and there are no streets that will, if you take the local streets that will direct you to a traffic light, the closest one is Shaw Avenue. So it is anticipated that guests will want to exit that way to get closer onto the main road rather than diverting through multiple residential streets.
I don't know. I have a concern with that.
Maybe that's going to be a question for
It could be
the
a-
applicant.
Yeah, I'll have to
In
defer to
regards
the
to the
applicant for
government.
that question.
Do we have any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Do we have the applicant?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning Commission. I'm Dirk Puschel, and my business address is 923 Van Ness here in Fresno. I'm here this evening on behalf of the applicant. We appreciate staff's summary of the issues associated with granting of the conditional use permit, but I'd like to focus, if I could, on the four issues raised in the appeals. And before doing so, I'd like to give the Commission a little bit of background. The building was built in 1963 and operated as a church continuously for many, many years. And within about the last 5 years, the church began experiencing a decline in attendance. And my firm was actually hired to help find someone that would respect the architecture of the building and the site, because it was very important to the church that it not be degraded. And they actually went through a series of interviews of people that were interested in buying the property. And my client, the applicant, was successful in convincing the church that he would do a good job. But the church and then that building has been there since 1963 with the anticipation of 150 parking spaces. My client didn't build any of these improvements, they were already there. So at some time there was an anticipation that there'd be 150 cars there. We prepared a traffic analysis and provided that information to the staff. There was not an issue related to traffic. I think Commissioner Calandra brings up a good point, but the typical driver is going to turn left out on Shaw, and we're going to be off peak hours from the typical times that Shaw is going to be backed up. We have more than a third parking spaces that are required. We also performed a noise study with a registered acoustical expert, and it was clear that we could comply with the city's noise ordinance. I might add that the noise that's being generated now on Shaw Avenue exceeds your noise ordinance. If we were having events there, and over the future, the noise is going to get worse, as high as 70 decibels to the two neighbors 500-plus feet away. We've never intended to have live music. There's really going to be two components to the project. One is more lectures that will be inside the building, and we want to retain the pews and all of the architecture of the church inside, because it's absolutely beautiful stained glass windows. But there'll be other events outside, and there'll be no live music of any kind. So we think we're going to be very good neighbors. With respect to the fence, my client's an architect. He thought it would look nice if the fence rusted and turned to kind of a bronze. But if it's important to the neighbors and it needs to be painted black or some other color, we're happy to do that if that's an issue. It looks very nice to me, and I've driven by it 100 times. Security is also an issue, but it's also defined in your ordinance, as staff has mentioned. There's a formula for the number of people that are in attendance, and we will comply with those requirements. There's a maximum of 50 events a year, regardless of whether they're in or out. There will be security. There's going to be, my client is intending to be at those events or have a representative there also. So we do not believe that the appeals raise an issue that would raise themselves to denying the conditional use permit. We think it's going to be a great use. It's a wonderful conversion of a beautiful building. There's going to be new landscaping added to it. I think it'll be a real attribute to the community. I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have them of me, and my client is here as well.
All right, thank you, sir. Do we have any questions?
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. My question is, how does this project does it add value to the neighborhood?
Oh, absolutely, because before the building was being vandalized, the church had problems. It was vacant for, I think, maybe a year and a half. And so one of the first steps that my client undertook was to secure the physical site and clean the building up. I think activity is good. Activity is what the building was intended to perform, and he's going to be respectful of that. And to go back to Commissioner Calandra, we wouldn't have a problem with signage, Ms. Calandra, with respect to left turns, those kinds of things. We could work with the Public Works Department if that was important. Mm-hmm. And I think the percentage, again, I travel that fairly regularly, but I think the percentage of people that would go north is probably very small because you seem to get lost in that neighborhood. So you're only going to do it once. But if that's an important thing, we could work with your Public Works Department.
Great. Any other questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much.
Appreciate it. All right, we'll go ahead and go to the public. Do we have any individuals who would like to speak in opposition? Go ahead. Please approach the podium, state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, my name is Monica Rodriguez. My address is 4911 North College.
Excuse me, miss. Do you mind if you just put the microphone?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Thank you. Not a problem.
Thank you. My name is Monica Rodriguez. My address is 4911 North College Street. I'm actually on the other side of Shaw. And contrary to, I think, what the gentleman's speaking to as far as the decibel, when you hear traffic noise, it's different than music. We're currently dealing with the situation with noise level on Maroa and Shaw. And although it's sometimes considered within the decibel range, we can still hear it. And I'm two blocks away from Shaw. I also don't think that there are, how do I say this, peak hours for Shaw anymore. Shaw is a very congested street. We have to take Shaw every day to get to work, to come home, and sometimes we have to go around. So I don't think that that's necessarily true with trying to divert traffic. On our side of Shaw, we already get a lot of traffic that goes through our neighborhood. And again, I don't think that putting a sign is going to help with with that situation. Our main concern is the noise, especially because they are establishing structures that are behind. As we understand, there's going to be like outdoor seating, they're going to be hosting outdoor events. So if we're already hearing noise coming from different directions, it's a lot. It's a lot for the community, and we know that we've spoken to our community on the other side of Shaw, and noise is already an issue. So that's where my primary concerns are. In addition to that, I have concerns over the alcohol use permit. This facility is in a residential neighborhood. It's not facing Shaw, it's in a residential neighborhood. So there's a lot of concerns that the community has. Thanks.
Thank you. Do we have any other individuals who'd like to speak in opposition? All right. We'll go ahead and we'll move to any individuals who would like to speak in support. All right, I see none. I'll close public comments. May I please have the applicant? If you can address, just address some of these concerns again in regards to traffic, maybe the noise.
Certainly. Again, we never intend to have a band or a DJ. That's very important to us. With respect to this lady, south of Shaw, our whole building would block any noise that would be emanating from this use, because the noise source that we're proposing is generally in the northeast corner of the building structures. So, but again, as her testimony tells you, Shaw Avenue is already noisy. It's quite noisy, and according to the environmental impact report that was prepared for your general plan update, it's going to get noisier. Our traffic study, the information that we gave Public Works indicated that it was so little that we didn't have to do a formal study. And again, we're only going to be there 50 times. So we believe we can make those findings, and we ask that the commission deny the appeal.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. We'll bring it back to the commission. Do we have any questions, comments, any questions for staff, any additional questions for applicant, or do we have anyone who want to make a motion?
Actually, I want to ask a question about alcohol use. At a party, since it's in the neighborhood, can I be ensured that safety will be priority number one as people are exiting the parking, going through the neighborhood, or going to Shaw? How is that being possible?
ABC requires us to identify what they call the licensed premises. And that's going to mean the area where we have proposed on our site plan the chairs. So it's not going to be legal for somebody to walk out into the parking lot with alcohol. We're going to have security guards there, and also that the people that are serving liquor will also be licensed with 21's the law, which is a requirement that they card people and they monitor the consumption of alcohol, again, within that licensed premises. The CMX zone allows this type of use, and you have these types of facilities at much greater intensity than we're proposing.
Go ahead.
Question to follow up on that. This says that it's for off-site use for the sale of liquor?
The license allows, in other words, if you came in, Commissioner, and you said, oh, I like that, I want to take it home, you could do that. But the purpose of the license is really to have it called an event. The 47 is that type of a license. There's different categories, as you probably recall.
Right. Commissioner, I would actually ask Philip Segrist to address that specific question as to what the rules are related to this type of alcohol license from the ABC.
Good evening. So the type 47 is the license type that a typical restaurant would apply for and obtain. That would allow them to serve beer, wine, and distilled spirits on site. But with that license, it does allow for incidental off sales of alcohol. So a lot of restaurants, you typically don't see it, but you can purchase alcohol to take home and go. So it just goes along with the license. I would rather the applicant speak on that if they intend on having incidental off-site sales, but that's just kind of what that typical license allows for.
And again, the hours of operation is from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. for
10
any
to 10.
events. Okay.
So it's not unlike, it's very unlike bars or other facilities. It's 10 to 10.
Okay. Any additional questions?
I do.
Go ahead.
Hello, thank you for being here. Ms. Monica, how can she be reassured for her and the residents and her family that in reality there will not be any music or bands, live bands in the future?
Well, one option would be that she can attend these facilities, and we actually had an open house for the neighbors some months ago. We would welcome people to come by and take a look. We have nothing to hide. There's two vehicles to complain. One would be through ABC and one through the city of Fresno. And that's the last thing we want to have, is have people be complaining about this type of use. We see it as very low profile, low key, particularly with respect to the events that go inside of the church facility. We see that as more corporate, educational, those kinds of things.
Okay.
And then the outside, and we specifically thought that the food truck idea had a lot of merit because we don't have to change the inside of the building, and then people can kind of order their own types of food to come there, and they'll have a license. They'll have a license from the state of California, and they'll also have a license from the county health department. So we thought it was an advantage. And I don't know if you folks have been to these types of events recently, but I just attended one. It was fantastic food. It was in a little van, like a regular person's van that you drive to the store, and it was not obnoxious or in any way causing a conflict with the neighborhood.
Commissioner, I'd also like to ask Rob Holt to come up. So as a part of this application, is there anything in the operational statement that would allow amplified music outdoors?
So the municipal code for outdoor dining areas does prohibit amplified music. It actually is in your conditions of approval exhibit under Part D, number 5. Music may not be amplified. All music, live or recorded, shall comply with all applicable noise standards of the code, which would, of course, not exceed 65 decibels, but it may not be amplified. So just so that's clear. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any additional questions, comments, or motion from the commission?
I'll make a motion to deny the appeal and uphold the director's determination.
Okay, perfect. So we have a motion made by Commissioner Calandra. We have a second by Commissioner Diaz. You know what, since we have Commissioner of the Day on Zoom, let's go ahead and take roll on these.
Yes.
Commissioner Calandra,
Yes.
Commissioner Diaz,
Yes.
Commissioner Shergill,
Yes.
and Chair Vang.
Yes. Denial is upheld. Move on to the next item. This is item ID 251254. Consideration of an appeal regarding the approval of development permit application number P23033606.
All right. Good evening, Chair Vang, Commissioners, Philip Segrist, Planning and Development Department. I will not be making the next presentation. However, I would like to introduce the next planner who will be making that, and that's Brittany Martin. She's a new face to the commission. However, she has been with the department for about 3 years now. So this is her first time presenting. But she does come she's been with the city for 3 years in the planning department. Before that, she came from Merced County Assessor's Office, as well as San Joaquin County Assessor's Office as well. And again, be nice. No.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Brittany Martin, and I'm a Planner 2 with the Planning and Development Department. The item before you tonight is an appeal of development permit application number P23033606. This aerial map provides an overview of the project site. The property consists of a single 2.23 acre parcel. It is located on the south side of West North Avenue, between South Clara Avenue and South Elm Avenue. To the north are residential and rural residential uses. To the east is light manufacturing uses. To the south is light manufacturing and agricultural uses. And to the east is residential uses. The site is mainly vacant. However, there is an existing single-unit residence on the property. Overall, the project site is located within a transitional zone where residential areas interface with commercial and industrial development. The subject property, outlined in red, is planned and zoned for business park uses. The properties to the north and west are planned and zoned for medium-density residential. Properties to the east and south are located within unincorporated Fresno County and are zoned light manufacturing and limited agricultural uses. Under the general plan, the properties to the east and south are planned for business park. Overall, the area contains a mix of residential, commercial, and industrial zoning classifications. The Business Park Zone District is intended to accommodate and support a variety of small businesses and light industrial activities, including heavy commercial uses. It is designed for office and business park settings and can also support larger office or multi-tenant buildings in a campus-style environment. Because business park zones may be located near residential areas, the district limits outdoor storage and requires it to be screened and appropriately landscaped to minimize visual impacts. Typical uses allowed in the Business Park Zone District include research and development, laboratories, administrative and professional offices, medical offices, prototype manufacturing, and repair or testing services. In addition, heavy commercial uses, such as auto, truck, or equipment repair, are also permitted. This slide shows the proposed site plan for the project. The project proposes a 4,900 square foot truck repair shop. Site improvements include a paved parking lot, designated commercial truck parking with a total of 9 spaces, landscape buffers and screening, and perimeter block walls. The existing residence on the property will remain and is not proposed for removal. The project is designed to provide separation between the truck repair operations and adjacent residential uses through landscaping, screening, and site layout. The truck repair facility is located furthest from residential, and the commercial truck parking is incidental to the main use of the site. The applicant provides a 30-foot landscape buffer along the property line adjacent to the residential properties. In terms of operations, the truck repair shop would operate from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. with 4 employees on site. The business primarily serves customers seeking routine services, including oil changes and tire repair. The owner also intends to use the facility to service and park their own trucks. Parking areas on the site are designed to accommodate vehicles awaiting service, as well as the owner's personal trucks. Overall, the site plan demonstrates compliance with the applicable business park zone standards and integrates the required buffering and screening to minimize potential impacts on surrounding uses. This slide shows the elevations for the proposed truck repair shop. 3 service bays are proposed. According to the development code, large vehicle and equipment sales, service, and rental, including truck repair, is permitted in the Business Park Zone District subject to an approved development permit and compliance with additional regulations under Section 15-2710 of the Development Code, which governs major and minor automobile and vehicle repair uses. All repair work occurs indoors, service bays are screened from public view, and vehicle storage is fully screened. With conditions, the project complies with all applicable standards. According to the development code, outdoor storage, which in this case consists of commercial truck parking, is also permitted in the business park zone district, provided it is incidental to the primary use, screened from public view, and a courtesy notice is also required to be provided to all properties within 1,000 feet of the outdoor storage component when approved. As previously noted, the existing residence on the property, which is considered a legal non-conforming use, will remain as is. According to the development code, legal non-conforming uses may continue indefinitely. The project has also been reviewed for compliance with business park zone district requirements, including site design, facade design, transition standards, parking and access, lighting, landscaping, and performance standards. Based on staff's review, the proposed uses are permitted within the business park zone district and either meet all applicable development standards directly or have been conditioned to ensure full compliance. Public notice was completed in accordance with city procedures. On August 14th, 2025, the project was approved by the director. The following day, on August 15th, 2025, the courtesy notice was mailed and posted online, and the notice of action was posted online. During the notice period, one request for an appeal was received. On August 25th, 2025, a member of the public formally appealed the director's decision. The appellant expressed concerns regarding noise, air quality, traffic, property damage, truck access, and changes to the municipal code. A public hearing notice was mailed to the property owners within 1,000 feet on December 4th, 2025. The next few slides will provide an analysis of the appeal and staff's response to these concerns. The first concern relates to noise. The appellant noted that an existing truck repair shop operates near the project site, including during nighttime hours, and expressed concern that the proposed project could contribute to additional noise. In response, staff notes that there are no minimum separation requirements or limits on the number of truck repair facilities under the development code. The proposed project will operate only during daytime hours, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., will include minimal truck parking, and is required to comply with all applicable noise standards, ensuring it does not significantly impact nighttime noise levels. The second concern relates to air quality, specifically existing conditions in the area and potential truck-related emissions. As part of the project review, an environmental assessment was prepared. The facility is subject to review and compliance with all air quality regulations from the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District. Based on the Air District review, emissions are expected to remain below established thresholds. While the site is located within an AB 617 community identified for air quality improvements, the project is not anticipated to cause measurable degradation. The project has also been conditioned to consider vegetative barriers in consultation with the Air District as part of the AB 617 Community Emission Reduction Program. The project has also been conditioned to minimize the idling of large commercial trucks on site. The third concern relates to traffic congestion in the surrounding area and whether increased truck activity could make it difficult for the appellant to access their property. The Department of Public Works Traffic Engineering Division has reviewed the project for potential traffic-related impacts and has determined that the existing roadway network can accommodate the anticipated traffic. Additionally, a vehicle miles traveled analysis was conducted as part of the environmental assessment, which indicated that a traffic impact study would not be required. As a condition of approval, the applicant is also required to construct public right-of-way improvements along the project frontage. This includes curb, gutter, sidewalk, and any additional improvements required by the Department of Public Works. Additionally, the project has been conditioned so that large trucks will avoid routes through residential areas where possible and to use alternate streets designated as truck routes within the Southwest Fresno specific plan, such as Central, Elm, and Fig Avenues. The fourth concern relates to mailbox damage from commercial trucks and whether alternative truck access could be provided from the rear or side of the property. Staff notes that such incidents are attributed to the individual driver behavior rather than the site design. Linking this project to increased mailbox damage is speculative. The site plan has been reviewed and conditioned for safe truck circulation, driveway access, and maneuvering in compliance with city engineering standards. Any future incidents involving reckless driving should be reported to the appropriate enforcement agencies. Alternative truck access points were also evaluated during the project review. Due to the property boundaries, surrounding land uses, and the absence of roadway access on the other sides of the parcel, rear or side access was not feasible. The site plan includes one driveway for commercial truck access, designed in compliance with city engineering standards, and a separate driveway for the existing residents. The final concern raised in the appeal relates to whether the Planning and Development Department modified development code requirements without notifying the community. The city has not modified the zone district, development standards, or municipal code specific to this project. The property has been designated as Employment Business Park since the citywide rezoning was adopted by Fresno City Council in February 2016. The project has been reviewed and conditioned for compliance with all current regulations and policies in effect at the time of the application. As reviewed and conditioned, the project is a permitted use under the Fresno Municipal Code. The project was evaluated based on zoning, applicable development standards, and the operational characteristics of the proposed use. Upon review of the concerns raised, no new information was provided to demonstrate that the required findings to approve the development permit cannot be made. As shown in the staff report, as well as the findings, which is Exhibit J, a truck repair shop with accessory truck parking is a permitted use and was determined to have no significant effect on the environment. Therefore, staff recommends that Planning Commission deny the appeal and uphold the action to approve the project. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions.
All right, thank you. Also, you did a wonderful job, by the way. Thank you. Any questions, comments? Thank you, appreciate it. Do we have the applicant?
Good evening, commissioners and city staff. My name is Elvia Lopez. I'm with Central Valley Engineering and Surveying, and representing the property owner who is also present here tonight. We are here to address the appeal on our permit application P23-03606. As mentioned, a brief background, our project was approved on August 15th of this year by planning and the director. Our proposed is a truck repair shop, as mentioned, at 121 West North Avenue in Fresno. We are proposing the construction of a 4,900 square foot building on a 2.23 acre parcel. We have been working with city staff for about 2 years and have been complying with all the city's requirements and recommendations. We have acquired a vehicle miles travel report and are in compliance with city zoning ordinance. Conditions of approval have been provided to us, and we intend to comply with all requirements to get a complete compliance record. To answer the concerns brought forward by the appeal letter, the business being mentioned in the appeal letter is actually to the property adjacent to ours. Although I see the concerns in the appeal letter, I can assure you that the proposed development is different than that of the existing adjacent parcel. Our property has about an acre more in space with a larger depth to facilitate plenty of space for our proposed operation. Furthermore, our proposed truck repair shop is intended for the semi-truck itself and not for the detachable trailers. So minimal detachable trailers on site. We understand the concerns for the air quality, and we will comply with the analysis and reports requested in the conditions of approval. A noise study is also to be prepared once we move forward. Although we are about a little bit more than a quarter mile away from Highway 41 and in a business parking zone, we will adhere to any mitigations required by the air pollution control to keep that to a minimum. Not only will we adhere to the requested reports, but a VMT report done by Peter Engineering has also been completed, and we'll provide a full traffic study and do our diligence to minimize the traffic flow. But I will remind you, our proposed is a truck repair shop, so trucks only, no cargo, and not a trailer loading station to cause backup on the streets. Additionally, the entrance to our development will not be directly in front of the appealee's residence, nor to the mailbox. Our entrance to our facility will be further down the street. In order to finalize development in this area and detour any vandalism to this vacant lot, we are working with the circumstances, and but there's only so much we could do. If you have any further questions, I'll be happy to answer.
All right, thank you. Do we have any questions or comments from the commission? Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. So I was looking at the map. So it looks like the repair shop is actually closer to the commercial side, not to the residential side, right?
The what, I'm sorry?
So the proposed repair shop is closer to a commercial, like adjacent to another commercial property, not to a residential property.
Yes, we have commercial on the right and residential to the west side. There are mitigations of trees being planted on that side towards the residents, and there is also a fence to be in place there.
Okay, yeah, that was my thing. I was looking at it. So there are some trees, and so do you think it'll provide some cushions for the noise control, maybe?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, any other questions, comments? I see none. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead and go to the public. Do we have any individuals who would like to speak in opposition? Please state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes.
My name is Rita McPeters. I live at 116 West North Avenue. There are residential on both sides. On his side, where his business is, there is residential. The building next to him is a commercial. I was told, and when I read the information that was supposed to have been put on, I was told that this was going to be for his own personal use, not for trucks coming in and out. Because we have enough trucks coming in and out. There is so much trucking. He said it's going to be from 8 to 6. We'll tell the other people that. All through the night, those big diesels are coming in and out. Upset? I am very upset. And I am against it.
Thank you. Let's please direct the comments to Wes, okay? Do we have any other individuals who'd like to speak in opposition? Please state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes.
My name is Michael and Lewis. My address is 2519 South Lotus Avenue in Fresno, California, 93706. I am against this whole building thing. I was part of the people who authored the Southwest Pacific Plan. We did this on a very, and I think you've heard this before, very cautious way so that we didn't have to deal with this again. I don't care how many trees they put in there or anything like that. Elm Avenue is still going to have a lot of pollution going in. North Avenue will have a lot of pollution going in, and the residents over in that area should not have to deal with this anymore. I was listening earlier when you had the person who wanted to put the banquet hall in. I would love to have that problem going on in Southwest Fresno, but it seems like every time you turn around, there's somebody who wants to dump something that's going to give us more pollution in the area. And I would hope you would reconsider this. There are plenty of other places that they can do. I doubt if the people who own this property, who will operate this property, live in Southwest Fresno or have any connection to Southwest Fresno. It's time for the commission, for the Planning Commission, City Council, and anybody else who has any kind of heart to realize that we are being murdered in that area with pollution, with noise. I'm on the phone every weekend with other issues going on with noise control. We don't need any more. And those people out there who live in that area have been there for decades. They have stuck it out, and they deserve better. Thank you.
Thank you. Please state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes.
Pastor B.T. Lewis, Rising Star Missionary Baptist Church, 1104 Collins Avenue in West Fresno. Good evening, commissioners. Good evening, Director Clark. Let me say that I'm familiar with the area because we have done projects with homeowners in the area. I agree that trees have not saved us yet from polluted air in Southwest Fresno. It is still true that we die sooner than other people in the city. It is documented. It is a study that has been documented. And trees have not saved us. If you look at the east side of their plan, there are houses right now. I canvassed the area on this issue in August. I walked the streets on both sides of North Avenue. The reason the mailboxes get hit is because North Avenue is too narrow for the trucks that pass through from 41 I can't think of it right, Walnut or whatever it is, where Cargill is. And so, and they fly past there. And I've had people, crews working on properties in that area. And we have to be extremely careful how and where we park. Keep our guys from getting hit from trucks flying in that corridor. It's a very dangerous place already. There are, like Ms. McPeter said, trucks go back and forth across there to Cargill all night long and all day long. It's a heavily commercially traveled road. And and to add more, West Fresno is in intensive care or beyond. We always talk about how bad the area is but how it has been neglected for many years. It's in intensive care. And so you can't apply regular standards to correct, when a person is in intensive care, you need a specialist, you need special care. And that's what this area needs. And so no offense against the project, but the project is adding to the industrial pollution in that area, and trees just won't. You got a school right down the street. I think that's my time, right? Okay.
Still have 30 seconds. Thank you. All right, do we have any other individuals who would like to speak in opposition? All right, so we're going to go ahead and close the public comments. Can we have the applicant again? If you want to go ahead and address some of these issues.
Chair Vang,
Yes.
you opened it up for public comment in opposition, but not in support.
I did. That's my fault. Let me go ahead and I got to go back to the public comments. Any individuals who would like to speak in support? All right, so we'll close all public comments and then go ahead. Let's go ahead and if I can have you address some of these issues that were brought up in regards to truck traffic outside of the hours of operation and air quality and sound noise.
Hi, good evening, Commissioner members. My name is Nick Sahota. I'm a project manager with Central Valley Engineering. We've been working over 2 years, like as mentioned before. We took every mitigations out there. We went beyond so many revisions on the site plans. We done everything accommodates this area. This is a business park zone. This is what my client has bought this land. He paid a multi-million dollars on this land to use for a business. And that's why we are here. And we accommodate everything as much as possible. We cut down the projects in more than half and try to accommodate these neighborhoods and everything. And the city is working great. We really appreciate it and back and forth with us. And to accommodate the traffic, this is on the east side is industrial zoning and south side is industrial zoning. This area is a very heavy industrial zoning. That's what the 2016 general plans, that's what they voted, City of Fresno. And we are business park. We are not heavy industries compared to the other peoples on it. And to accommodate, again, we give it up a lands on 30 foot to the west side with the trees and to the north side to the trees. And this is generate very low to the pollutions. And it's been approved in this area that this is what is recommended for this business. And we are not trying to be doing anything to be harm this area. We love it, and I'm actually doing another subdivision in this area. And we understand we need this area to develop it, more housing, and I'm totally for it. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer it.
Yeah, question for you. So there was a concern brought up in regards to truck traffic outside of the hours of operation. Are you guys going to are you guys going to permit trucks to come after hours of operation and park?
We want, this is a repair shops. It's not a trucking facility where the terminal trucks come in and out. It's not allowed that. And we are closing at 6 p.m. So there wouldn't be any disturbance in the nighttime. And very minimum during the daytime is a repair shop. And we are going to be using only 9 spots. We cut down from 30 spots to 9 spots. And those are only on the east side of it. And it's not going to be coming in and out. I could promise that. That's what this shop is for.
Okay. Any questions, Calandra?
The residence that's on the property, someone is living there now?
It's used by the owner, and we're going to keep it as a storage and a personal office for the owner. Continuous uses as that.
But they won't be living there?
They won't be living there. Uses as a business.
Commissioner Diaz?
Hello, thank you
Hello.
for being here. Does the applicant live around that area?
He live in Fresno area, yeah.
On this area where the business is.
You know, he could come here, Alex. Where do you live?
Can I speak?
Yeah, go for it.
Good evening, everybody. Hey, my name is Deepak Kausha, owner of the property. We live just maybe 5-6 miles away from that building housing. And we use right now, sometime go in and out on that one. Yeah, that's it. In future, we're going to use as an office, this one.
But you do understand the concerns the people that do live in that area are
Yes.
expressing.
Yes, I understood. But the thing is that when we bought this property, it showed like we bought as a business park. A business park does allow commercial truck something to use it, a shop. And we spent $625,000 to buy it. And since two years, we're not having any benefit of any income or something, paying everything out of our pocket. Yeah, and I don't know how many fees we paid to the county, or what are the application fees is, and the architecture.
Is there anything that you can share with the residents that actually live there that will put them at ease?
Well, I can say something, those residents around our business hour will be something from 8 to 6 something, and we're not gonna open it in the late night or something, disturbing them in the night. Noise, we will try our best to as much as less noise, and that's what I can say. I would prefer more safely for the surrounding area people, those living there.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Questions? Any other questions for the applicant? Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, we'll bring this back to the commission. Do we have any additional questions, comments, or motion? Well, I'll just, I'll start by saying that, this is a difficult situation. I think it's when you have somebody who purchased the land with the intent of building something on there. It's a fine balance between the business aspect and the personal aspect of things too. You have the business owner who, invests a lot of money in this project right here. But at the same time, I completely understand, and a lot of these meetings, whenever we have any issues impacting Southwest Fresno, it's always a big concern just because of the amount of passion that they do have and a lot of the issues that is facing the community itself too. So me personally, I'm having a difficult time trying to figure out what my decision's going to be. Okay, that's just me. So that's my comments. Commissioner Diaz, you have anything to say?
It's a difficult decision as well for me. Thank you.
I have a concern about the residential on the property, and that it could become a residence, and you have a non-conforming use with the business. And I'm inclined to approve the appeal because I can understand where people are coming from in that neighborhood and the traffic, the trucking on that narrow street. But again, as you said, Chair Fang, that, the property owner had certain expectations when he purchased the property. I'd like to make a motion to approve the appeal.
You approve, okay. Do we have any other, we have a motion on the table. Do any other commissioners want to make any comments or anything?
I'd like to make a comment.
Go ahead.
if I could add to that and say I'd like to approve the appeal and deny the development permit.
Okay. So we have a motion from Commissioner Calandra. We have a second by Commissioner Ledet.
So, Chair, you're going to need to make the findings. So if you will go to, if you will go to Exhibit J to Municipal Code Findings and identify specifically your findings from the record, the testimony you heard tonight, anything in the record that was received ahead of the hearing. So again, you need to be able to find that you need to make all of these findings, right? So for a development permit, A, the applicable standards, it finds that the application is consistent with the purposes of this article and with the following. A, the applicable standards and requirements of this code, so the site development standards. B, the general plan and any operative plan or policies the code has adopted. And C, any applicable design guidelines adopted by the council. And D, any approved tentative map, conditional use, permit, variance, or other planning or zoning approval. Or E, airport land use compatibility plan. So if you cannot make any one of those findings, you cannot approve the project, meaning you could approve the appeal and deny the application, but you need to decide if there's any different evidence in the record to support your finding. So pick one of those and identify different evidence in the record to support your motion, please.
May I please add something? I was looking at, I was actually reading all these comments here. And we have to understand that this is according to the plan, but at the same time, we have to, I think this is actually a very tough situation. On one side, we have a business owner who have spent hundreds and thousands of dollars, who have invested so much. And then we also have the residents. So I think whatever we do, we just need to probably find like a common ground for both parties.
Know that is even possible.
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible with this situation right here. It's either.
Was a traffic study done on this project?
Doesn't need to, correct? Go ahead. Can we have?
Yeah, because I mean, if the street cannot accommodate the vehicles that are there already, in terms of mailboxes being crushed and that kind of thing, are there no minimum standards for the width?
So based on the trip generation for this particular project, it didn't meet the threshold to trigger the need for a full traffic impact study. Project was reviewed by the Public Works Traffic and Engineering Department, and they determined that the use and the roadways adjacent to the project are sufficient to accommodate the proposed use. Project is conditioned to provide new off-site improvements, including a 15-foot sidewalk and new curb gutter and sidewalk. But full traffic study was not required.
So, Commission, you have a motion, essentially a motion and a second on the table. You just need to identify findings. I would encourage you to look at finding B in terms of the general plan and any operative plan. I think there was some evidence in the record related to the Southwest Fresno specific plan. If there's evidence or findings from that operative plan that would help you make this finding, this might be an opportunity to say you can't make the finding, that it is consistent with the Southwest Fresno specific plan, but you would need to identify evidence in the record, and I think there was sufficient information presented tonight.
Yeah, I see that in terms of the North Avenue being the problem, that the traffic cannot be accommodated. Does that satisfy?
Traffic, public health.
And definitely the public health. So, I mean, I'm asking if that's sufficient?
So I would, just as your advisor, I think it's important to identify specific related evidence in the record. I think you had a member of the public who stated the inconsistency with the Southwest Fresno specific plan. You had a member of the public that spoke about as you stated earlier, the inability for the area to support the trucks on the roadway, despite the half-street improvements that's required in front of this particular property. So if you were to state that you couldn't make the finding, you would need to provide why you couldn't make that finding be.
Okay. Okay, so based on the testimony of public comment with the problems that they are experiencing in this area, this project does not allow to, how do I want to put this? It does not satisfy the need for providing adequate easements along the roadway to accommodate the cars or the trucks that will be coming through. It also has an impact on their health in terms of air quality. And although the point being made that people in Southwest Fresno do have a lesser life expectancy due to the environmental conditions, I can't, agree that this is meeting those that these. I can't put it in the language that I think it needs to be in. The idling of the trucks and the air quality deterioration will have a negative impact on that community.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you cannot make finding B because it's not consistent with the Southwest Fresno specific plan.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a motion, again, from Commissioner Calandra. We have a second by Commissioner Leday. Let's go ahead and please take individual vote on this.
Commissioner Leday?
Yes.
Commissioner Calandra?
Yes.
Commissioner Diaz?
Abstain.
Commissioner Shergill?
Abstain.
Chair Vang?
No.
So what I just heard was this motion failed. All right, so you haven't approved anything or denied anything at this point, so you're going to need another motion, and I would encourage all of the planning commissioners to vote unless they have a conflict of interest, because we only have 5 members tonight. It makes the motion a little harder.
Like I'm still kind of process everything right now. I think it's just it's hard for me, again, having my own business. And when you invest that kind of money, it's very difficult. So I think it's only fair if we go ahead and I'm going to make a motion to go ahead and deny the appeal and uphold the action of the planning development. That's my motion.
Would you consider an amendment to that? That the residence on the property will not be used as a residence as a condition of approval?
That's fine. Okay. So that's my motion. I think it's only fair that we give them an opportunity to. Okay. That's my motion. So if you guys want a second, you can second. If none, it's not supported, then it'll die. It's up to you guys.
I will second it. Chairman, second.
All right, so my motion's on the table. Let's go ahead and take individual votes on this, please.
Commissioner Lede,
No.
Commissioner Calandra,
No.
Commissioner Diaz,
Yes.
Commissioner Shergill,
Yes.
Chair Vang.
Yes.
So motion passes, and just for the public, if there is a desire for a second appeal, the appeal process is to request the council member of the district or the mayor to appeal the approval.
All right, do we have any reports from the secretary?
It is our last hearing of the year. We have a very full year ahead of us. As a thank you, I'd like to thank you for your time and your service. I've done different things over the years. This year, there's some plum simple syrup. I would encourage you to put it in your fridge when you get home. Since it isn't necessarily shelf stable. But I want to thank you all for your time. You all spend an enormous amount of time thinking about projects, reading the packets, reading thousands of pages each meeting. And I understand that it is a challenge to know all of the information. And I appreciate that you spend 2 evenings a month with us and really work on behalf of the city of Fresno. So thank you. Happy holidays and prosperous new year.
Thank you. Do we have any unscheduled oral communications? Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to thank the city staff. It has been a journey, a lot of learning, and I would say a lot of positive things are happening in Fresno. So I just want to say thank you for the dedication to especially the city staff for making a city of Fresno a city of choice. Thank you to our wonderful Mayor Jerry Dyer, hashtag One Fresno Love, and all of our wonderful council members as well. So thank you. Thank you to all the commissioners as well.
I second that.
I would like to make a comment, actually.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in terms of findings and being able to articulate this, I would like to request that we have more of a one-on-one. I know sometimes we have workshops and they're wonderful, but they're towards the end of the decision-making process. So I would request, I don't even know if we can do this, if we are able to come in individually and just go over different findings, different examples, just so that when it is time to find what findings are there and what aren't there, we are a little bit more well-versed.
Yeah, Commissioner Lede, we would be happy to set up individualized workshops with the city attorney's office and our staff to ensure that you have the ability to articulate and make findings because they are the linchpin of that entitlement process. So thank you for that request.
All right, it's currently 7:22. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.